All right, well, good afternoon, everybody.
How's it going?
Welcome to a Rising Star podcast. For those of you that are just turning in for the first time ever, I'm Glenn Spoon, alongside me as always.
Carl O'Leary.
And this is a special podcast. Now, we have done some that you guys have heard, like, how to become an actor, how to do a proper casting call, and we give you the rules, the blueprint of certain things. But every now and then, we want to give little special things, like we did one on Tron.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago.
Something different, guys. Mix it up.
And what we're doing today is we are going to talk about a project that we're working on, and we are going to prove and talk to you guys, about practicing what we preach. So we're kind of going to give you the things that we're doing right now. And we did a podcast, on a current project that we're doing, but we never did tell you guys what it is. So for those of you just tuning in now, we have created and wrote a series. It's called Serial Killers. And at least 85% of serial killers is 100% true. It's based off of real life events, and it's based off of real life characters. So, some of the elements that we started off, and we wrote the scripts, and there's the first season has 8 episodes in it. And each episode is between 30 and 45 minutes as of now.
Except for the very first one.
Yeah, the very first one's full feature length. It's 90 minutes. It started out as 39 minutes, but
creativity happened.
Yeah.
And boom, create a feature.
Yeah, creative feature. We added a few more elements, a few more characters, added to the scenes and whatnot. So once we got it written, we sent all the scripts to the copyright office in Washington, D.C., and it takes anywhere, it could take up to 10 months to get it fully done from start to finish. But right when you send it in is when it starts. So we were safe to put it out there. And this is a low-budget independent film series that we're doing. And everything that we're telling you guys to do, we're doing.
Yeah.
We put up a local casting call, and then some other casting sites got wind of it and wanted to put stuff on their site. So anyway, not only are we pulling from local actors and actresses, but we've got people not only from around the country, but in other countries wanting to be a part of this. Now, we're trying to raise a budget for it. So, I did hire an actress that lives in Canada, but the way that I set her scene up, because if the budget doesn't call for it, we can't fly her out here. And it only costs...
Blame Canada.
Huh? Yeah.
I'm just messing.
We'll go to Canada. But no, I have it set up a certain way to where it works with the flow of things. But oddly enough, it's cheaper, and she's East Coast Canada. I think Ottawa or something like that, Ontario, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
And it's cheaper to fly her to California than it is to fly someone from Los Angeles to Sacramento, which is only like 500 miles away.
Oh, I think you said that right.
Yeah, she's 2,300 miles away. But we're pulling from local talent, and I got a local sound guy that I knew, Blaine Santos, and then I got friends and we've talked to you guys about networking, and we've networked, and they go, oh, hey, man, I got a friend of mine who does camera work, or hey, I got someone that does special effects, or hey, I got someone. This is all about networking, so we're doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
I set up an Indiegogo. If you guys want to check it out, all I got to do is go to Indiegogo.com and type in Serial Killers, and it's basically titled Serial Killers: The Beginning. And Carl here plays Lamont.
Yep.
And tell him about Lamont. You don't have to tell him specifics,
Right.
but tell him the what's it called? The integration that once we wrote Lamont, you're like, dude, I'm Lamont, and Lamont is me. So talk to him about that. Is there another one of those in the fridge? I'll get it while you talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think the thing that attracted me to Lamont is, first of all, I like to play characters, but secondly, I noticed that I had some things in common with Lamont, shall we say? Not 100%, but I could definitely see there was some things that I can relate to, and that I wanted to sort of portray the character. I felt I could easily jump into it, and it would allow me to be the actor I want to be. So I guess what attracted me to it was the fact that I knew I could do it, and because it was a shot at being something completely different, which is what I'm attracted to. I love to play characters, not typically myself. I usually like to try something that's not me. That's just the thing. I'm a character actor.
And I kind of want to interject for a second and let people know that Lamont is 100% a real person. Someone that I knew, someone that I kind of grew up with a little bit. Mm-hmm. At points, not like it was with like Leaf, Bert, and Pat and whatnot, where I was around those guys all the time. But Lamont is 100% a real person. I just wanted people to know that. So,
okay,
yeah,
and it's also to play in a horror film or horror series in this case, because I've always wanted to be part of a horror film / series. Either way,
yeah.
I was always attracted to that idea because horror was something I grew up on since I was a kid.
Right.
And the opportunity to play in a horror film, whether it's a monster or a character or just anything that's in the film, I want to be part of that as far as like playing a role. And it's just fun. I enjoy doing these things. I love being on set and playing these roles and bringing something to life and making people go, man, is this dude real? You know,
right.
That's a cool experience when you can make it visceral and make people feel like this guy actually exists in the world. And when you can bring someone to life, I call that movie magic. And that's what I live for, is to make someone believe this is an actual thing. And that's even with fantasy. That's with sci-fi. It's anything that's fake or fictional, as well as real. When you can blend it and make it seem real, that's when I think you're onto something.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will say this about serial killers. Well, first off, if you guys aren't following us yet, go on Facebook and just type in Serial Killers Movie. Mm-hmm. Join the group. We've already got... We started this group, 3 weeks ago?
Dude, I tell you, I'm not good with dates.
Maybe, definitely less than a month ago. And through networking, we've already got it up to 484 people. Now, what makes that unique is this is specifically a group for the film series.
Yeah.
This isn't a collateral group that covers different subject matters. This is specifically for the film series, and I'm happy with that number.
Yeah.
You know? And we get new people every day, whether we get one person, 2 people. There's one day we got 275 people in a 24-hour period.
Every little bit helps, you know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. We accept everybody. There is no prerequisite to be a Serial Killers fan or follow us. You just have to love horror films and like what we're working on.
Yeah.
That's really the only prerequisite.
Yeah. And like I told you guys, if you want to get product placement, work local and then expand out. Well,
yeah.
I started out, the very first product placement that I got was I've got an acting friend on Facebook. His name is Tori Scroggins, and he has his own line of nail polish and beauty items. And I reached out to him and said, "Hey, and it's called Victorious, by the way." And I reached out to them and I was like, hey, and I told him a little bit about the film and the characters and this and that. And he was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. So that was our first sponsor. And then I reached out to a horror magazine because one of the characters is a big horror fan and reads this magazine like all throughout the series. And there's like 3 scenes in the first episode that has this magazine in it. It's called Rue Morgue Magazine, and it is like the largest horror realm and entertainment magazine in the world. And then some of our characters are goth and witches and maybe rocker, steampunk kind of stuff. And so I've reached out to many different makeup companies that are goth specific, clothing companies that are goth specific, vampire type stuff, and unique rocker type clothing. And if I did one email, I've done over 100.
Yeah.
And it's all individual. I go to each site, hit contact, get the email, and I send them an email. And so that's, working on getting product placement.
Yeah, and for me, some of the things that I do is if I get an idea in my head for the series, it just comes to me. I will text Glenn or I will give him an audio recording and tell him what my idea is and how it might actually be a good part in the series. So that's kind of how it works, too. It's like if you get an idea, and that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
You write it down or you text it or whatever, and you let your person that you're collaborating with know, hey, look, I got this idea. What do you think? And then you guys work it out and go, yeah, maybe, or no, I don't know. It doesn't pertain to this situation. And you figure out if it fits or it doesn't fit. And that's kind of what me and Glenn are doing. Sometimes we bat heads, sometimes, but then we talk it out and we go, okay, I see your point.
Right.
Maybe we should do this. and then you just kind of let the story unfold from there. As long as it works for both parties, it's going to work in general.
Yeah. And and we've got, I think right now, as far as actors go and actresses, we've got around 31, 32 different characters just in this first episode.
Yeah, that doesn't include like all friggin' 8 episodes. I mean,
yeah,
I can't even tell you how many characters we have. I'd have to count them.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
And some of these characters, they're in the entire film. Some of them have like 1 or 2 scenes.
Yeah.
And some of them might be on,
all integral parts to the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first film is an introduction to these characters, and just to introduce who they are. We don't go into their backstories or anything like that. That's what the series is for. As each episode will build on the last. It's not like one story then another story. It unfolds into the series.
Can't tell everything all at once, or who's going to have interest. There's nothing to tell at that point.
Exactly. And it's like I told you guys to do. I've put up stuff on local casting sites. It's SAC Casting, but now it's changed its name to Casting Calls of America. But there's 2 roles up there now that I got. One for a congressman and another for a cocktail waitress. All the other roles have been, and I'm still getting people wanting to audition, but that's why I implore you guys and gals and everybody else to come to the Facebook group, join, because I'm literally on there every day, sometimes multiple times a day, giving you guys updates of who got what role, who got what, where the locations and film dates. And now that we've got the campaign live, go there, support that, share that, because the more you share, it's networking.
Yeah.
And we're starting to film October 1st. And some people say, well, why so long? It's so many months ahead. And we're like, well, one, pre-production takes a while.
Yeah.
And you got to cast it. We didn't know how long it was going to take to cast it.
Location scouting.
Location scouting.
Wardrobe, props.
Exactly. All of that stuff we have to do. And we're only 2 dudes, man. We don't.
2 dudes in a basement, man.
We do not have what's it called? A team of people working with it. It's not like
No.
we have an office of 20 people like this person. Carl and I are literally doing everything ourselves. So, on that note, hey, if anybody wants to help out with the film or film series, more power to you. Get a hold of us, man. Get on.
Yeah.
What's it called? Network with us,
Yeah.
and we will we'll work with you. I mean, whether you're behind the scenes or hey man, I'm really good at like getting craft services stuff. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
fine.
You never know. You might be the perfect guy for the role.
Yeah, and
You
that
know,
really,
even
hey,
if you've never acted before in your life, or maybe let's just say that you wanted to. I want to hold the boom mic.
yeah,
Well, guess what? You're the boom mic holder now.
yeah.
You know.
The person we just interviewed, Kayla Laquela, this is her first film that she's in. She's never acted before in her life.
Yeah.
And it's like I tell everybody, you got to start somewhere. And if no one
right.
gives her a chance, or you guys a chance, then how are you gonna ever get started?
Right.
You know, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You know. So, and again, we're approachable. We're not pompous. We're not stuck up.
Mm-hmm.
We told you guys, get a hold of us. We'll work with you. And granted, lo and behold, people are getting a hold of us now.
Yeah.
And now we're putting them into film.
That's right.
You know, whether it's and there's this one kid. I'm like, hey, he's done high school plays and whatnot, but his dad's told him about it. He goes, hey, my dad said you might have a part. I go, I'll tell you what, man. There is a part for you,
Mm-hmm.
and I wrote him in there.
Yeah.
You read the script, right?
Yeah, I did.
He's gonna be playing Blaze,
Oh, okay.
and he's a young, I think 20, 21 years old.
Right.
It's 2 scenes that he's in, real simple, simple dialogue, not a lot of quote acting involved. You know, nothing major. Boom,
Right.
done. Get your feet wet.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Why not?
So
That's how you learn.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I just dived in when I started to act. You don't really think about it. You just do it, and then you get better as you go. It's like riding a bike. You got to get experience before you can start riding like a professional. You know what I mean?
Yeah, anything that you do, man, in
Before
life.
you can do tricks, you got to learn how to ride the damn thing, right?
Right.
So it's the same with acting. You just got to get your feet wet.
Yeah. 100% for sure. And then so October we're going to start filming, and a lot of times like on the weekends, if people can get together for a scene on a weekend. But like Carl, he works the weekends, but he has a few days off during the week. So maybe one of those days off during the week, we can get correlated with the other actor and the other people, and boom, we knock that scene out. So our goal is to hopefully, now that it's 90 pages,
Yeah.
probably by the end of November, get it done. You know, and then of course we got to edit it and put it together, and I've already got someone talking to me about someone that they know that does distribution.
Nice.
So before we even get done filming it, we may have a distribution.
It works quickly. If you're not, you know, it just you never know.
Yeah, and in this
Never
stuff,
give up. Keep pushing forward.
yeah, because dude, listen, we are, again, I keep saying this, but we're just 2 dudes, man. And we are living our dream. We're making it
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Carl works a full-time job. I work a
Well,
full-time job.
part-time, but
Okay, I'm part-time too. But I've got 2 kids, 7 and 9. I take care of, but we find time to do this.
right.
And
You
and
gotta
also,
make time to find time.
yeah,
So that's what you got to do. Let's say you have a goal in life, you want to pursue it. Make sure you have time to do it, and then commit to it, and keep working on it. Now, if it's just a little bit, it doesn't matter. As long as you commit, and you're constantly making improvements, and you're saying, this day I'm going to do this every time, or whatever your availability is. One of these days I'm going to be doing this. Stick to it. Commit to it. And
right.
you will see progress. I guarantee.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I did not set out for this first episode to be 90 minutes.
Right.
I was happy with when we got 39 pages. I felt like we had a complete script, but then, you know, like thinking about it all the time and rereading it and talking to people.
I like it though. You know, it's a little bit longer, but it hashes out more details about the characters, and it kind of makes it a even better flow than it was before.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
It's even smoother. Like when I was reading through it, I was like, I like this flow he's got going here. It's like you're dealing with some drama, then you're dealing with some relaxed parts, and then maybe a little bit of comedy, and then back into the drama, and then. But the flow of it didn't feel like it was rushed or pushed. It just had like this natural, for me anyway, had this flow, like it was smooth, like almost like butter.
Yeah. And now, folks, and another reason why to join Serial Killers Movie on Facebook is there's 7 more episodes to do. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing saying that there might be a character for you, because some characters are recurring, like Lamont, Dallas, Raven, and Morgan. They're in all of them.
Yeah.
But we might have a sorority girl in the next one, and we're going to need a few of those.
Yeah, and we might go to season 3 or even season 6.
Yeah.
Just depends on how things go.
And again, if there's people out there be like, you know what? If you give me a list of things, I'll do the emails for you. I'll give you the what's it called? The
context?
Not the context, but the letter, like the letter that I wrote for product placement. I'll email that to you, and all I got to do is copy and paste. And if you could think of a company that, what was it, say a beer company, because in the script, Lamont really likes beer. Mm-hmm. He's kind of the beer connoisseur. So if you find a beer company that is willing to sponsor, boom, done. That's one way of helping out. And of course, we would help you in return on putting you on IMDb credit for whatever department that is on IMDb, and we give everybody credit that helps us out, no matter how big or how small. And I want to give a shout out to Jan's Lounge in Orangeville. The owner is letting us use her bar for some of the scenes in the movie. And if you go to the Serial Killers Movie Facebook page, I got pictures on there what the bar looks like.
So awesome.
And she's excited to do it. And I cast one of because I was looking for a bartender, and I'm like, well, damn, what better person to have as a bartender than a bartender?
Yeah. Can't get more spot on than that.
So I knew this lady. She's got a nice personality. She's an even flow. She's got a good look. So I'm like, yeah. I talked to her. She's like, yeah, I'd love to do it. So that's cool.
Excellent.
So what I'm saying, folks, is it all starts with an idea.
Yeah.
This whole damn series started with an idea. And the idea was a script, a short script, I think like 20 pages, that I wrote a few years back called Thanks for the Ride.
Yeah.
And as I've told people on other podcasts and whatnot, that has to do, and we do also have a podcast specifically for this film series. And if you want to listen to that, just go to like your podcast platform, type in Serial Killers Podcast or Serial Killers Movie, and we've got 4 episodes up right now, and you can learn more about the film. But Carl asked a simple question, well, who's Lamont and who's Dallas? What's their backstory? And once I started talking to him, he was like, dude, we could turn this into a series. And then once we talked, we flushed it out, and we literally wrote the whole first season in like
8
less
hours?
than 2 months. Huh?
Oh, no.
The whole series. Like all 8 episodes, completely written. We got it done in less than a month and a half. Now, in one episode, within hours, we had it done because it flowed. We just talked back and forth, and he's like, "Hey, what about? Oh, what about?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And while he's talking, I'm typing, and and it just flowed out of us, and this is what we come up with,
Yeah.
And
sometimes 8 hours, sometimes 2 hours. It just depends on how well we were working and like what was going on. But it, for whatever part, always flowed. It always had a nice flow to it.
Yeah.
And we collaborated well together.
Yeah.
So I think what we created was pretty damn remarkable.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm pretty happy with it. I'm like, wow. We just made this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's like I've said 1,000 times. You got to take the first step, folks.
Yeah.
And the first step for us, honestly, what are we going to name the damn thing?
Yeah.
And we came up with, God, what?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't even know.
100
maybe?
Yeah, over 100 different names. But about halfway through, Carl came up with the Serial Killers. And no matter what we did after that, he's like, yeah, I like that, but I'm really stuck on this name.
Yeah.
And
just spoke to me. I don't know.
we did our research, and then he gave me the reason why. And so no matter what we came up with after that, like 50 other ones, this one stuck. And that was the first step, was the name. Because I told Carl, I said, you know what, I'm weird. Because when I write about something, I need a name.
Yeah.
Because if I don't have a name, I'm constantly going to be...
I get that, though, because that gives you a direction to go in.
Yeah.
And you have a theme to work with.
Right. Absolutely.
That makes sense. And then it makes the guessing work a lot easier. Then you're like, oh, well, if it's about this is the title, then this is what we should talk about. Versus, what the hell is this about?
Right.
So that actually kills a lot of the confusion and the whole process of coming up with what each episode's going to be about. When you already have the title figured out, and you basically have the direction of what you're doing with the title, then you can kind of just improvise and build from it.
Right. And then each episode has its own name. Like, it's not Serial Killers every single episode. It's like the first one's called Serial Killers The Beginning.
Yeah.
And then we've got one called Serial Killers Mea Culpa. And there's a reason for that name. It ties into that particular...
It relates to the episode.
It relates to the episode.
And just like the serial killer's name. It's so basic, but it's what it's about.
Right.
The series is about serial killers. You can't get more cut and clear than that.
Right. And there were a few roles. Well, I see a few. Yeah, a few roles that were difficult, like the creepy dudes. They were one of the guys that read it's like, yeah, I'll freaking do it.
Yeah.
And then the other one had a couple questions, and when I answered them, it's like, yeah, I'll do it. And then 57 people after that said no for whatever reason. And then there was one guy, Brett Bredosian, LA actor. He read the scene and he goes, okay, now I understand more. And now I know that you're not trying to glorify this subject matter. I'm in.
Right.
So that was hard to cast. The Victim, which has a totally different name in the film, but I won't say what it is. That was kind of hard. A lot of people were kind of upset about the role, about why is this even relevant, and it's relevant. And then the person that accepted it. So most of them were like, well, I don't like Raven has a certain scene in there. And it's a seductive scene. It's not a nude scene by any means, but it's a seductive scene. And there was, when I told people that scene, they liked everything else about her, but I don't know if I could do that one scene. And I'm like, I can't. It's very important to the character, because the real Raven said there's a reason why that's there, and if you deviate from any part of that scene, I would rather it not even be in there than to...
It explains the story and what they're about. Some of it's kind of dark, but I mean, a lot of stories are dark. In real life, stories are not lollipops and sunshine.
Right.
You know, they are some dark, demented, terrible shit.
Right.
But they're real. And that's kind of what we're touching base on here. We're going through some real scenarios that actually happened, blending it with a little bit of fiction, but keeping it very much so in the realistic realm, so that you can see people have been through this stuff, and it does exist. So it's kind of like putting the word out there of what actually goes on in the world.
Right.
You know, things that you might close your curtains to. You know what I mean? Like, that's just BS. That's not real. It is real.
Right.
And it's going on.
Right.
But it's also entertainment factor too. It's good for conversation, and it's good if you like horror films. So it's a little bit of everything, you know? But
Yeah.
a lot of it could be cathartic. It kind of like, it eases people's pains that have been through this shit by talking about it, by getting their experiences out there, knowing they can help others.
Yeah.
So there's multiple levels of what this series is going to do.
Yeah. And I've had, because every actor, like I've said, has correlated with their character in one way or the other, with parallel similarities. And but there's going to be people out there that watch the film and they're going to speak up about stuff, being like, "Wow, that happened to me," and I can now talk about it. I've got people emailing me almost daily or texting me that have heard about it and like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for," So it makes the haters out there, because there are plenty of them that don't know and don't understand, and they're horror fans, but they're like, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't touch on that stuff." But there's people out there always, "Hey man," so when they say stuff like that, it just validates what we're doing.
Yeah, you're always gonna have people that hate you no matter what. So don't listen to everybody you hear.
Yeah, you don't let them sway you. It's kind of like this one actress. She was great. She was nice. She was professional, and she didn't like a part of a scene. And she goes, "Can I just do this?" And it was a wardrobe suggestion. And most of the time, oh yeah, sure. But with this particular instance, I couldn't budge. And again, there's no nudity in the film, but there are sensual aspects of things.
Very suggestive material.
And it's for a reason. Some of it is ritualistic, if you will. And but I had to email them a few days ago and thank them for their interest and let them know that I had cast the role, because I found an actress that was willing to do it from start to finish. And I haven't heard back from them. And if you're listening, I hope I didn't upset you. And if I did, that's just the way it is.
Maybe the takeaway from this is know who you're, what you're getting into, and find out whether or not this film goes a direction that you don't want to go.
Right.
Like, if there's going to be nudity, if there's going to be uncomfortable scenes, get that out of the way before you even volunteer to be in it. Make sure that you know what you're getting into, you can be comfortable with, and you'll be safe with. All those things, like, before you accept the role, before you even consider it, and consider the name, serial killers.
Exactly.
Those are the kind of things you should look into before you even consider jumping into a role.
Do you know how many people that have emailed me and I've asked them, "Do you know what the series is about?" And about 50% of them was like, "No, I just saw it on this casting site."
Yeah.
So, and when I went to the casting site and I looked at the roles that I put on there, certain actors literally submitted for every single role. I don't think they looked at the description.
Probably not.
And I definitely don't think.
Oh, that sounds great. Serial killers.
Yeah. So yeah, like Carl said, do your research. I mean, that's why I tell people, go to the Facebook group. It explains everything. And definitely listen to the first podcast that explains why. And then I also get half the people, well, maybe 3/4. 3/4 of the people will be like, "Oh, now that I listen to your podcast, yeah, now I understand why you're doing it." And then I get the other portion that says, "I've listened to your podcast. I see where you're going with it. I just can't be a part of it." And again, the horror genre in general is not for everybody.
That's right.
And then especially horror films that deal with real life events, that deal with certain subject matters, is definitely not for everybody. No. So I implore all you actors out there, if you're applying for a role, know what you're applying for.
Yeah.
Because absolutely. If not, in all honesty, you're going to look stupid to the casting director, because I'm like, they don't even know what this is about.
Yeah.
And they just applied blindly for it. And one of them even says, "No, I don't. I just apply for everything, hoping that something will stick."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, that's not really what I'm looking for. You
should know that you have an interest in it, or you can play the part. If you're just blindly applying for things, how do you know that you're going to actually want to do it once you get it?
Yeah.
What if it's something you just don't agree with?
Exactly.
You're like, oh, I can't do this scene. I don't like this kind of stuff. What did I get myself into?
Like I've said
And then
this.
you're making a bad reputation for yourself.
Yeah. There's two people that I talked to. One male, one female. One of them says, "Oh, I'll email you when I get done with church." I'm like, okay. And then there's this other actor that's on the East Coast that they were in a Hallmark movie. It's a good actor. They got good accolades, but they are a person of faith. And I'm like, you do realize that this is a horror film. And the male said, yes, I do. I'm like, do you realize it's not just horror, it is gore, and there's sensitive subject matter. How are you going to feel if your peers amongst you that maybe have worked with Hallmark and whatnot see you in this film?
Yeah.
Are they going to think differently of you?
Absolutely.
The people at your church, are they going to think different of you because...
You're going to lose your job because you're taking that role?
Yeah, and there's the female aspect was like, well, I don't want this role because it's too violent. Do you have anything less violent? And I'm like, it's a fucking horror film, dude. I mean, I don't
want
know.
to PG a horror film.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be the point.
And a lot of them, I kid you not, a lot of actors would say, can I make a suggestion? I'm like, oh, sure, what?
Yeah.
And they try to tell me how I should have written the character.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's not who the character is. If you don't want to play him, just don't say no. I don't want to waste my time with you, and I'm not trying to be arrogant.
No, I never like anyone trying to tell me they're going to rewrite my material and be like, oh, this is how it should be. And like, I'm the
According
one
to who? Yeah.
I wrote it for a reason this way. It's not for you to decide how my story goes. You're either a part of it or you're not. I mean, if we're collaborating together, it's a different story. We'll collaborate and find something that works. But if you're just someone coming in saying, hey, I want to rewrite this for you because I don't like the way it's flowing, I think you need to do this, that, and the other, I'll be like, no.
Yeah, piss off.
Right.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Right.
And, it's just that, again, be careful as an actor when you're approaching a writer or a director or a casting director or the people who started this whole thing. Don't try and be arrogant and be like, well, I'll play it if you don't say the word cocksucker so much.
Yeah.
No. Bye. And again, we are chill dudes. We're not arrogant by any means of the imagination, but we have boundaries.
We're artists, so we like to respect our work and do what we actually create and not just modify it to meet other people's needs.
Right. Do you know how many people I have talked to about... probably just last week of Thursday, I hit the 300 people mark. And I've talked to several people since then. So out of 300 people... I've cast between 30 and 32 people. So that's like a fourth, but...
How long did that take, by the way?
To cast it?
Yeah, all different people?
A little over 2 weeks.
That is not bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people I knew right away. It's like Kayla. I was like, yes, right away. And then we talked, she did her thing, and I was like, yes. And then one person caught my eye... And this is about networking, folks. One person caught my eye because it said on her profile she went to the University of Oklahoma. Well, I was like, well, shit, I went to the University of Oklahoma at one point, too. So that was our common ground. Then we started talking. Now she lives in L.A., and I cast her in the film to represent my daughter in real life.
That's
and
cool. Paris, right?
Yeah, Paris.
Yeah.
And so it's just, and then some of them, like one dude sent me I said, send me your headshot. He sent me a picture with his shirt off, posing in muscle poses. I'm like, that's not what I asked for, dude. I thought that was a little creepy, so I was like, nope, not going to do that. And then when I give a description of, now, and then there's one, when I first did The Prosecutor, it was a male role. And then when I talked to this person about the Raven role, she was uncomfortable with that one scene. And she's like, well, what about The Prosecutor? I'm like, well, technically prosecutors are male and female, so it doesn't have to be a male.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, sure. And then we started talking, so I cast her as the prosecutor.
Nice.
So just because I put up, now that is one thing when it comes to certain, like the judge originally was a female or a male, now it's a female. So in that aspect, you could change some stuff. But if it is someone that, another lady, that she didn't like the F word. The F word is said in there a lot. I'm like, then don't apply. I'm not going to change dialogue because this is how the person spoke.
Yeah.
You know? So
That's the thing. You should probably like DM the director and find out all the specifics so that you know that you're gonna want to do the role and nothing is gonna interfere with that, like your morals, you know, your religious sect or whatever. Don't take a role you have no idea if you're willing to play it fully.
right.
Like, make sure that you're okay with everything that your character has to do and the direction that the story is going. Don't just take it blindly and go, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, because if you get on set and then all of a sudden you're in the character and you're in that scene and then you go, oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. If you do something like that,
Plus, you should be researching.
yeah, if you did something like that to a director, you might as well kiss your career in that town goodbye because they will let everybody know that they cast you, you accepted it, you got on scene and said you couldn't do it. So they're going to let all their friends know, don't work with this person. So, research your role. Do not be so desperate to get a role that you'll do anything and be uncomfortable doing it because it will show when you're acting. It really will, you know. But again, look at the name, serial killers. You know, this isn't a play on words where we're stabbing cereal boxes. You know, this is,
Cereal boxes.
you know, so it is like, there's a lot of twists and turns in the series and in the characters because we're going to keep you guessing. We spoon feed you. We're not going to give you all the information at once. And, but again, we're doing this podcast to let you know we practice what we preach. And during the previous podcast, we've been working on this since late August, early September of last year.
Serial killers. The cereal that kills.
Cocoa Puffs.
I just see Toucan and Captain Crunch getting in a fight or something to the death.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, it's just, this is our project. We're going to be doing this stuff now. And for those of you who want to get on board, I'm still looking for crew. I'm still looking for lighting and a slate person, someone that does craft services. If you want to get on it and you have never done anything before, it's like I always say, get a hold of us and we'll help you out.
Yeah.
And if you're an actor and you want to start acting, hey, come talk to us, you know. And like I said, we've got at least 4 people off the top of my head that wanted to get into acting, and this is their very first role.
That's awesome.
And they've got some good scenes, you know, and I put it to them.
Just go for it, guys.
Yeah, go for it. But anyway, folks, that's all we got for you today. And this is, like again, a special episode. So anything else you want to say before we sign off?
Not really. I mean, I say all the time, just keep pursuing your goals and don't give up and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much, I might say it different ways or whatever. But I mean, it's a really strong message because a lot of people, they just give up. They feel like if things are going, they're not going their way and they're not getting what they want out of life, they just say, screw it, I'm going to go with what everyone does and I'm going to get like a regular 9-to-5 job. And
right.
I'm going to work there for the rest of my life. Don't do that. You can still work at those jobs, but if you have a goal, if you have a desire or a dream, keep chasing that dream. Do not let that dream die. Become the person you want to be. That's what I have to say.
Right. And anyway, folks, I'm going to leave it what Carl says. You guys have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.